Hello everyone, welcome to Cooking Corner. I hope you all are doing well. Today we will prepare delicious Kadhai chicken. Kadhai chicken or Karahi chicken is a flavorful, spicy and delicious dish. It is one of the most popular North Indian chicken dishes. We can serve it with hot rotis, chapatis or plain basmati rice. So let's begin with the preparation of Kadhai chicken. The ingredients we will need are 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, half a teaspoon of fenugreek leaves or kasuri methi, 1/8 of a teaspoon of garam masala powder or allspice powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cumin powder or zira powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1.5 teaspoons of red chili powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of coriander powder or dhania powder, 4 small dried red chilies, salt to taste, 1.5 teaspoons of cashew nut paste. We can also use fresh cream instead of this, 1 medium-sized onion, half of a capsicum, some fresh coriander leaves, 2 large-sized tomatoes, and 1/4 kilo of chicken pieces. I have taken with skin. We can also use without skin or even boneless for this recipe. So the first thing we will do is we will chop up the onion. Now we will keep half of the onion aside and we will chop up half of the onion into small fine square pieces. We will cut them nice and thin. As usual, we've got some nice and tricky ones. So we need to chop them separately as well, like these. Now if you want more gravy, you can go ahead and add more onions to these and tomatoes. Now half the onion is finely and beautifully chopped. Now we will keep this aside in a bowl. The other half of the onion, what we will do is we will cut this half into cubes like these. Now it is totally up to you whether you want to use small cubes or larger cubes. This is actually optional, but it looks really beautiful when we serve them. So now we will keep these aside as well. Collect them in a bowl. Now we will also need to open these a little bit, like this. So the larger pieces are ready. We will keep them aside. Next we will chop up the capsicum. We will remove the seeds first. Now we will chop the pieces of capsicum into cubes again, just like we cut the onions, almost similar in size. It is optional to remove the seeds. If you want, you can also keep the seeds. Now our capsicum cubes are ready. We will keep them aside as well. Next we will take the coriander leaves and we will chop them nice and fine. So we've chopped it into nice and fine leaves. Now we will keep the coriander leaves aside. We will collect it in a bowl again. Finely chopped coriander leaves are nice and ready. We will keep it aside now. Finally, we will use the tomatoes. We will chop them up first. Now we can add tomato puree as well for this recipe, or we can also add chopped tomatoes. I prefer adding puree of the tomatoes. So I will just cut the tomatoes into cubes in this way and collect it in a bowl. Similarly, we will do the same for the other tomato as well. In this way. This might look quite messy. If you want to avoid this mess, you can also cut it in this way, like this. This avoids the juice from falling. So our tomatoes are nice and ready. To be made into puree. So after blending the tomatoes, it looks somewhat like this. I have added very less water to blend these up, and I have blended them into a nice and fine puree. Next we will marinate the chicken pieces. Firstly, we will add the salt, followed by the cumin powder, turmeric powder, chili powder. Now chili powder, we can also add Kashmiri red chili. It's optional. It's not too spicy, but it gives a beautiful color to the recipe. Next we will add the garam masala powder, the coriander powder, ginger garlic paste, now we will mix up the chicken pieces along with the masala till it coats nice and beautifully with the spices. We'll just give a gentle massage in this way. This helps the spices to enter the chicken pieces and give it a great flavor. Now the chicken pieces need to be marinated for a minimum of half an hour. While the chicken is marinating, we will take a kadhai or a wok, and now we will switch on the flame. We will adjust the flame to medium to high flame till it is slightly warm. Now we will add 3 tablespoons of flavored oil. Flavored oil is optional. We can also use refined oil for this recipe. Now we will add the onion cubes and the capsicum cubes first, and we will fry them just for a few seconds, around 30 seconds. Till they are nice and crunchy. Now we will take them out. We do not need to fry them too much, so we will collect them in a plate. So after collecting the pieces of capsicum and the onions, we can see that they have fried till crunchy. Now we will keep this aside. We will not switch off the flame. We will reduce the flame and we will use the rest of the oil. And we will add the dried red chilies and saute them. We can see that the red chilies are being fried. We need to saute them for a few seconds. Next we will add the pieces of chicken. Along with the spices. We will give it a good mix. Now we will increase the flame from simmer to medium to high, and we will fry the pieces gently. Next we will add the chopped coriander leaves. Again, give it a good mix. We can see that the chicken pieces look nice and beautifully marinated. Next we will add the onions which we had chopped, and then give it a good mix again. And now we will fry them nice and evenly till the onions are slightly transparent or slightly golden. We will fry this for another 5 to 10 minutes in the same way. At this point we can also add some more oil if required. I am not adding extra oil as we have enough for the onions to get sauteed. We will keep stirring in between, and we can see that the onions are getting cooked in a beautiful way. We can see that they are turning slightly transparent. We need to cook them for another few minutes, around 2 to 3 minutes. Till they are slightly golden at the edges. Now the reason we marinated the chicken is because of two reasons. The first reason is that the chicken pieces absorb the masalas or the spices really well, and the other reason is that if we cook the chicken pieces in tomato gravy directly, they tend to become chewy or rubbery. So to avoid this, we need to marinate the pieces of chicken for at least a minimum of half an hour. So we can see that the onions are nicely cooked and slightly golden on the sides. Now it's time for us to add the tomato puree. And mix it really well. Since we added water, a little bit of water while blending the tomatoes, we need not add too much water to cook the chicken pieces. We can see that the chicken pieces are being cooked really well. Now we will add the kasuri methi leaves. And mix it. This gives an amazing flavor to the gravy. And now we will cover it. And before we cover it, we need to add the cashew nut paste. And give it a good mix again. Now we will cover the same and we will cook it for a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes till the pieces are nice and cooked and soft. So after 15 to 20 minutes, let's find out if the chicken is nice and cooked. Yes, we can see that the chicken is beautifully cooked and we have a thick and beautiful gravy here. And now we will add the fried capsicum and onions to the same, and we will give it a good mix. Wow, it looks nice and beautiful and delicious. Now we will switch off the flame and the beautiful chicken karahi is nice and ready to serve. So here is the absolutely delicious, tasty and yummy chicken karahi. I hope you liked the recipe. We will garnish with some ginger julienne to finish off and with a piece of lemon. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such delicious recipes. Do not forget to click the bell icon for my latest recipes. Always wear a mask before you go out. See you in the next video. Stay safe and take care.
So here is the absolutely delicious Kadhai chicken and some ginger julienne and some one piece of lemon. So thank you for watching Cooking Corner. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you. Bye. And do not forget to wear your mask before going out. Thank you. Stay safe. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.